boards of trustees so they have a more aggressive program, because what we're finding is the deaths are occurring in 30 to 40-year-olds. And so these universities are ripe for the education challenges that, where we can get people to get the message. Now, so, you know, we've got the guidelines, we have the ORs, we actually, you remember we had a press conference down in Kroger where we made it easier for pharmacies not to have to log in and log out, to be able to report the ORs, which keeps track. We now have made a more robust program so that pharmacy technicians have to be covered under this, and dentists and emergency rooms, and all those things are going on. I would submit to you it's the most comprehensive program, bar none, in America, okay? But we know that we're seeing, you know, severe challenges and problems. Now, I was in Oregon during the presidential campaign, and I was pulling up to the school, and I looked behind the school, and there was probably a Little League baseball game going on. And I remember being a Little Leaguer. And so it kind of took me back, and I looked at him, and I walked into the school, and we're doing a town hall meeting, and some guy raises his hand, and he says, "What are you going to do about the drug problem?" I said, "Sir, you've never had a president even fly over this town where the shadow of the airplane would rest on your town. Now you have somebody running for president in your town, okay? Great. Now let me ask you a question. With your drug problem in this town," it was a small town, "do you think that the President of the United States is going to get in Air Force One, fly in here to your town, get in the presidential limousine, and come here and fix your drug problem? Do you really think that's going to happen? Would you think that was going to happen if you live somewhere?" I said, "Sir, let me tell you. I pulled up today, and there was a baseball game. Before they threw out the first pitch, did they make an announcement to the people on the field and in the stands about the dangers of drugs? Have any of you been to a basketball game or a football game on Friday night where before they tipped off the ball or kicked the opening kickoff, did anybody ever come out and say, 'I want to take 1 second and tell all of you here today about the dangers of drugs'?" Now, it's happened in a few places, I'm told. But I'm asking you if you're aware of it. Are we finding that when we go to churches or to the synagogues, is the minister talking at all about the problem of drugs? Is the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, are they talking about this problem? You see, we can give the communities the tools. We've spent almost $1 billion on this issue. $1 billion. I don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars more than that was 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or even 4 years ago. Thank God we expanded Medicaid, because that Medicaid money is helping to rehab people. And we always know that we need to make sure our doctors have the capability to give people who are addicts the kinds of things they need to lessen the desire. And you know we're in the prisons in an unprecedented way with tracing in the prisons with Gary Moore. And there are probably more tools to come. But we're not going to defeat this just from top down. There's a number of problems that we have in this country and in our state that have to be dealt with right in the neighborhood, right in the family, right in the community. Am I right, John? There has to be a program, right, John? There has to be a program where it's not tolerated. Where it is not tolerated in the family, where it is not tolerated in the neighborhood, and where everybody begins to assume a little bit of responsibility for keeping somebody else out of the drugs, because drugs will kill you. And nobody is going to just show up and wave a magic wand from the United States Capitol, the White House, or the Capitol here on Capitol Square without the people in the trenches, the citizens in the trenches making up their mind that we're not going to tolerate this anymore. We need that same kind of attitude in a number of areas. We need it in the area of infant mortality in those hot spots where the communities start saying to those who are at risk, we're going to help you get the medical care. See, in other words, we need another flame inside of our hearts and souls to realize that a number of these problems can be solved by us, not somebody else. Don't wait for a politician to show up and fix it. We need to fix it right where we live, all of us. If we love our children, if we love the people that we live next to, we've got to deliver this message to them. Don't do those drugs. You will destroy your life and you will destroy the purpose for which the good Lord created you. And it used to be that we didn't pay much attention to this as we should have, because the people who have lost the hope, the poor, shame on us for not taking care of them back then. But now it's everywhere. It's in Beverly Hills, in families that are rich and wealthy, where kids are tempted into these drugs. And they're more lethal and they're more dangerous. So we're not going to give up. We're going to look for more things that we can do. But I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, it's just not going to get fixed that way. Totally fixed. This woman who works in Westerville, okay? Missy has got to tell her pharmacist, our job's bigger than you ever thought it was. Our mental health counselors have to be telling people, this is all of us together. And we'll keep plugging.